Hello, welcome to the Joe Bonsai show. This is my inaugural video. Basically, I'm just filming to share my art, little small trees with everybody. Started back in COVID because, well, life got tricky for everybody. I've always had a love of bonsais and respect for it and a passion for the art, but started out life early in the military and went in at 17, turned 18 when I was in the Army. And now, after going through a whole lot of stuff and became a disabled veteran, so I've tried a whole lot of stuff in life to keep my mind occupied. And now it's gotten to that point in life where I'm like, I just want to settle. And when COVID came around, it gave the whole world kind of an excuse to change, go after certain passions, go after dreams, make what you want of your life. And I ended up doing bonsai. Like, hey, something I loved all my life, and now I'm gonna go ahead and put my hand in it. Some inspiration that I had with bonsai is from Peter Chan, Heron's Bonsai over there in the UK, Nigel of Bonsai Zone up in the Great Northwest. Those are a couple of bonsai shows that I follow on YouTube. And now here in the fall of the Pacific Northwest, it's pretty cold even here in my greenhouse right now. This is a greenhouse that I've recently upgraded, put a concrete floor in it. It's also part of my gym, which is right here in the background, which I lift, not currently because I'm recovering from a completely torn bicep, tore it from the distal bicep, so it was the part attached to the forearm that cut. It was a weird incident, but I'm recovering from that, so I can't do any lifting right now, any heavy lifting anyways. I still got a couple months before I can attack that and get back into some good weightlifting. But I've got a dead guy in my arm. Appreciate those who are donors. It's you can affect somebody's life without realizing it. But again, I'm here in this greenhouse that I built. I built it 15 years ago. Well, yeah, about 15 years ago originally. I just basically used a lot of recycled materials. Main frame was all brand new. But I had a bunch of windows that I got from a buddy, and it was just all windows all around. Now I've rebuilt it a couple years ago. Actually at the beginning started right before COVID hit. Started building it up, dug out the ground, put in the concrete. Had a couple people help me, like with the concrete. My father-in-law helped me pour it and deal it. But other than that, everything else I've pretty much done myself. Put up new walls, framed it in, actually did sheetrocking on the inside, which I'm not done with painting in here, but that really didn't matter for the main form of what it needed. And so I do all of my bonsai crafting, well, most of it now in here. Sometimes I go outside, right out on the back patio, and do my bonsai work there. But I got a little piece of plywood that I throw down on my powerlifting rack and use that as my bonsai desk. So I kind of like mix both of my worlds, weightlifting and bonsai, together, and have a lot of fun stuff. But I want to do this channel on two reasons. One, I just want to share my artwork with the world. If you are interested in purchasing one of my bonsais, there are a couple I will not sell, because there are a couple that really are my favorites. Like, I will not sell my first bonsai I ever made, and my fourth bonsai I ever made, or the first bonsai, which is one of the old golden junipers out in the front, because it's my first really good Nibari like experiment that I'm doing. I might end up selling if somebody offered the right price for it. You know what they say, money talks and BS walks. But as a disabled veteran, this is just one of my hobbies that I've been doing for the last 4 years now. I personally think I've got a couple of good plants. Not all of them are perfect, not all of them are great, but I do have I've probably got close to 200 now. And as they say, once you start going bonsai, there's two things that'll happen. Either A, you'll forget all about it and never want to go back to it, or two, you will get the sickness, and before you know it, there's just never enough. And I'm obviously just never enough. Once I dove in, I just kept going, and people loved seeing my work and kept telling me, hey, you need to put this online for everybody to see and maybe start selling them and stuff. So here I am. I'm kind of excited. And the other part of this is going on YouTube is to help keep me accountable. I figure if I put it online and I'm sharing my arts and crafts with the world, some people will take an interest and kind of help me keep accountable and keep doing it. Of course, if nobody says anything, I might end up disappearing too off here or whatever, you know. But for the most part, it's also, YouTube's great because it's just like a video documentary of your own choices in life, where you've taken it. So this is my own channel. I also am the production manager and videographer and kind of the set design, stage build for another show on YouTube called Garage Talks 5417. I'll link up down below. I'll go create a link for them. I highly recommend you seeing that show. It's an inspirational show that basically educates people and inspires people in life by telling the stories of others who have gone from hard times and have built themselves out of the flame like the phoenix. We have some really inspirational guests and some really exciting guests, and we've had recently one of our most famous guests. So I highly recommend going and seeing that. I'm not really used to being in front of the camera. I'm used to being behind it. So but again, this is life. This is how things are going. So this episode is showing you around my yard. Currently it's in a horrendous state, and I'm got to clean it up. I've got to get my trees trimmed. My poor little bonsais are just screaming that they're pot bound. A lot of them, I've got roots growing up out of some of them. I need to repot them. I've got a couple of cotton esters that are just huge now. Maybe I'll swing a couple pictures of those right here. I hope you enjoy it, and hope you like the transition. I'm looking to show the transition of the show. So without further ado, here's a little bit of the mess that I'm going to clean up, and you'll be on the ride with me to see how it ends up looking. Bonsai Joe out. Here we have one of my favorite trees. I put this one out in the open, and it's Nibari's actually looking really nice.
I stack them in a pyramid kind of mound. That way the water can slowly wash away and allow the roots to have a good surface look. Here's a couple of other old gold junipers that I will eventually bonsai, maybe soon. I love junipers. They have the best looking foliage usually. Let me take you on a virtual run of what I've got in my bonsai areas, what I'm working on. I've got a very small house out here in the Pacific Northwest. This is all my stock that I'm getting ready to bonsai. A lot of hinoki, some mugo pines, some Albertas, some dogwoods, some bird nests, conisters over here. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff out here. This is an old bench that I got from my neighbor that I'm going to be restoring. Here's some future projects. Got a Japanese black dragon, Japanese cedar. I love this thing. Some other stuff. Some arborvitae, some more junipers, lime tree. There's one of my lace leaves. It's starting to finally lose its leaves for the fall. Got some unique stuff. Only seen one of these around here, and I've forgotten what it is. The tag's down in there somewhere. This a small pepper garden. I need to get these things ready for the winter, store them up. Hopefully they'll come back next year. More tomato plants. Got a lemon tree right here. It's got a lemon on it. This is the first year I've had it. I don't know if those lemons will actually make it to fruition. Another thing that I slowly chop away at, getting ready to bonsai. I got some Japanese maples over here, some large cuttings that died out, but as you can see back in here, there's a little growth off of it, so gotta save it. My biggest problem is the squirrels love to destroy all my stuff. So they knock the pots down, and I've got the neighbor's cats that like to throw down pots, so it's a catch and release program. Catch them and move them somewhere else, can make them somebody else's problem. More cuttings down here. This is my Christmas tree that I bought my wife a few years ago, and we just put it in for Christmas every year. Decorate it up. Here's a bunch of my saplings for Japanese maples. Got some more cuttings down in here. A weed box. Ferns. I tend to find a lot of ferns, so I've started to just cultivate those and let them start to flourish. See how well they have. These ferns are amongst a pretty variety around here, and I gotta clean up these guys too. This is another table, so I got some stuff up there that I gotta get to, and unfortunately some of this stuff died through the winter. Here in where I live, we had a severe ice storm this last year, and it snuck up on us. It got us by surprise. Some more stuff over here. Got some boxwoods that I think I got 4 of them that I'm air layering to, 4 of them that I'm air layering. But the cool thing is this really strong big root, so it's gonna be like a 4 or 5 trunk when I'm done. A nice small 4 or 5 trunk. But this is a nice healthy boxwood. Some azaleas down here for my sister and aunt for Christmas that I'm going to be making them. This one is bouncing back. Like, I think the cats were using it as their bathroom, and poor thing, it was also one of my favorite boxwoods. Here's one of the cot nesters. Like, this one's not the bad one, but I mean, it still needs cleaned up. Over here in between one of my junipers, which definitely needs cleaned up, maybe a little shaped. And the bird's nest over here. And then here's my little, this one was interesting. This is a group of raft style exposed roots boxwood. So if you can get in there, see some very different style, but I love that little grouping. But here is the cot nester that really needs some work. I mean, this sucker has got this long, this is probably a 2 foot long little branch right here alone, and then going up there it goes up another 2 feet, but the cascade comes down over 3 feet long. So I need to get this sucker, I need to get that thing cleaned up and reshaped. He really needs it. Up here next to my hinoki, which is my only hinoki that actually has some babies, possible babies in the future, you know. So here are the bonsais that are amongst my favorites and first. And these ones over here are actually later, done just like last year and the year before, and stuff that cuttings that are starting to grow.